Hey, what's going awesome in life? This is Jackie, your sales innovator and mental resilience coach. Now, just successfully completed a full day training on the art of handling difficult people in less than desirable situations. And just thought of taking this quick moment to share with you one valuable insight that I share with the participants in today's program. So, you see, a question that many people often pose to me is that, Jackie, what does it truly take to become a master of influence? And how can I truly learn to manage and lead my people effectively? Now, the simple answer to this question is this, that different strokes will always work for different folks. That's right. Because the thing is that it's not so much about the what, it's more important to know who you're dealing with. And so, for example, if you are a sales manager, a business leader, and you have to handle your group of people, and it's important to note that people have different ways of managing disappointments, stress, conflict in their lives. And one way to look at it is to look at what we call the way they handle challenges in life. So, for example, when you're dealing with people who are what I term as people who have generally have a positive outlook in life. Now, what do I mean by positive outlook? These are groups of people. Now, when they are facing challenges, disappointments in life, now the natural tendency is to look at the bright side of things and try to avoid. In fact, these are people who may sometimes avoid confrontation. Now, because they do not like getting into conflict, and they have this tendency to avoid any sort of pain that they're facing. So when dealing with people who have a positive outlook, now it's important and essential that you want to communicate to them in such a way that it is uplifting to them, it's encouraging, it's motivating. Now, do not dwell on the negatives or trying to get a immediate response from them, because the more pressure that you're going to place on this group of people, the bigger the resistance you're likely going to face. Now, however, when you're dealing with someone who is what I call a competent group kind of a people, it's important that we want to cut down on the small talk. Now, go straight to the point, because unlike people who have that positive outlook in life, now these are people who are typically more task driven. So they will be thinking in terms of, okay, now that we are in this difficult situation, okay, now that I'm not hitting my sales targets, now what can I do to resolve this issue right away? And so your job is to go in there to be their coach, to guide them through that difficult situation and get them to realign what they have been doing so that they can set themselves towards achieving the goals that they aspire to achieve. So remember to focus on the task at hand, because these are people who really appreciate that. And last but not least, when dealing with people who are generally what I call people who are reactive. Now, meaning to say, when they are in situations where they're disappointed with themselves, now this group of people tend to get rather emotional about things, and sometimes to the extent that they can overexpress their emotions and demand an emotional response from you. So it is critical, therefore, when dealing with your people who are this reactive group, that you want to show that you care for them. Now, take care of their feelings, because these people requires you to show empathy. Now, when you're able to demonstrate empathy, seeking first to understand what they are feeling, consoling them, now that's going to help you to build the bridge with them. So remember that these three groups of people that you will have to manage and lead in a very different way, and that different strokes will always work for different folks.